Hey everybody, welcome back to this installment of Anchors Away. It's been a while. This is our first Anchors Away of the new year, so glad to have you along and certainly hope you get the chance to give us some feedback on some of the things we're discussing here and also some of the things you'd like to see us discuss. Taking a look at what's on deck for this Anchors Away. The impeachment. We're going to take a look at Trump versus Nixon. On the surface, what one has not in common with the other. Also, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Something I want to narrow down here. And then we're going to talk about the Oscars, the Academy Awards. I haven't seen all the movies out there nominated. I don't know all the actors nominated, but maybe you guys know some. Joining us now, Ashley and Kristen. Thanks, guys. Kristen's in for Keith.
Whole new panel for the
So,
new year.
for the most
Thanks for having me.
Well, it's good to have you in. Do you know how this works?
Nope, but I'm going to learn as we go
You're
along.
going to learn real quick.
It's like a pop quiz.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you have to pick a number
Okay.
from 1 to 10.
All right, got it.
Which would
Do I have to tell you what it is?
Yeah.
A 7.
That's the wrong one. That's definitely the
where I
wrong
leave now?
number.
She'll
That's
never be
definitely
invited
the wrong number. You're always supposed to pick 4.
Really?
At any rate, you guys. So now we'll get to the lineup. We're in impeachment mode now. It's gone to the Senate. How much are you guys hearing from people about impeachment? Do they quiz you guys on what you know about what's going on? Do you hear any talk out there at all?
I've probably heard more talk in the very beginning when it was brought up versus now. I think a lot of people have just kind of died down on the subject, or at least that's what I'm getting from my social feed.
I haven't over the holidays. You know, a lot of family, friends, not even part of the topic of discussion.
I think it's best to avoid it over the holidays.
Probably not a bad
Yeah.
idea.
With so much happening in our political world, it is kind of odd that people that we associate ourselves with here in Arkansas,
Yeah.
friends, family, aren't talking
Doesn't seem to be
about it.
A couple things that I heard brought up, and it was an often argument over. Well, you know, Richard Nixon got impeached. Similar things happened in the Trump administration, so he should get impeached. But back when Richard, the difference between the two, and I'm old enough to remember Nixon impeachment. I was a young boy then, but you know, his committee to reelect the president did some bad things. They broke into the Democratic National Committee, and they stole some files. They did this. There was a blatant cover-up that went on, and there was a lot of bipartisan support moving towards impeachment of President Nixon. It never actually followed through because he had gotten word. He said, "Look, you're going to be impeached, and this gets to the Senate. You're going to be, you know, found
It'll
guilty,
be made official,
and it's
yeah.
going to be bad." So he resigned. With the Trump impeachment, it's along party lines, and I think that's making it very difficult for a lot of people to actually look at what evidence has been presented. They're just thinking this is, you know, totally political, which on one side it certainly is. There's a lot of evidence, though, that some of that, you know, that divisiveness is kind of clouding up. So it's one of those things. We don't want to get into it because there's going to be plenty of it, but it was just one of those things that came up in conversation a couple times with some people I spoke to. So it's one of those things. And Keith mentions this all the time. Do your homework on a lot of these things. Don't just listen to one feed that's out there. Talking about feeds and social media, here's the thing too, and I guess I should know this because I work with all of them. Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You guys are of that age where you know these things very well. What is Twitter for? What is Instagram for? What's Facebook for? Like, one is about things that are happening. One things about things that are happening to you. And things are happening with your family.
Twitter
with Facebook.
has
That's a good way to put it.
essentially kind of become somewhere for the younger generation to go and rant about whatever's going on in their life. It's kind of like taking Facebook status updates but putting them on Twitter. And then from a professional side, it's obviously what's going on right now, an immediate reaction. So a lot of people, if they hear about something trending or maybe something's happening in sports or something just that they notice from watching the news, they'll get onto Twitter and give their immediate reaction. That's where you can go to find a lot of that stuff.
And then sometimes, though, I see pictures of people like doing stuff, and I'm thinking, isn't that for Facebook?
Or
Instagram?
Instagram right now.
What's
is a
the
Probably
lot
going to get
Instagram?
more play on Instagram, and they're talking about getting rid of the likes on Instagram.
which they actually have.
So they're
I mean,
testing
essentially,
it, right?
I think they're still testing it. I know on my account there's no likes anymore.
It's more
Well, just
views
because-
based, right?
Is it you?
Everyone
you're not
who's looking
getting-
at your page
you're not getting
can't
likes,
see a
maybe.
number of
Maybe
likes.
you're just not
They'll
getting
see,
likes and you're blaming it on Instagram.
No, I know, because you can still see the amount of likes.
Oh,
the
okay.
individual user who runs the account can see the number of likes. Everyone else who's viewing it can't see. They'll see
Oh.
so-and-so liked it and others.
So you don't have like a
So it's kind of
Insta
supposed to help
complex.
with everyone else's kind of mental health of, it is a real mental health push because people
Is
get
it
so
really?
insecure about how many likes they're getting. Yes, that's essentially the reason why they're taking it
It
away.
consumes people, and with the influencers out there, that's how they make money.
In the younger
So-
generations especially, there's a lot of bullying going on. So some of these younger kids might be getting bullied. Oh, you only got 2 likes on your picture, that kind of situation
Right.
too.
So it's a thing.
It is a real thing.
So the Facebook, where does that fall into this?
It's kind of miscellaneous, I feel like, at this
Kind of.
point.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have more of a chance to make something go viral on Twitter just because you can watch that retweet and the little heart
And there are a lot of more
And it's
people.
easier to
go
search with
up
the
in real
hashtags.
time, which is cool. The hashtags
Twitter
help.
needs an edit button, though.
Oh, yes, they do.
I mean, I've been bitten by that no edit
the
button.
typos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, you get
But then there's the issue of, well, if they put the edit button in, anyone could put anything out there initially and then go back and say, oh, that's not what I put out. I think that would be a bigger problem on
It's a little
Twitter.
riskier
Wow,
to use
I'm learning a lot
Twitter.
more.
That's what I think,
But-
Twitter versus Facebook.
whatever happened to MySpace? Is that still a thing?
I think that died a long time
That
ago.
went away. Some of the things that we've seen on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, the Royals. Go talk about this. Is this something you guys are you guys big Royal watchers?
I really wasn't with
Because
this
now what is
last
it? It's Harry and Meghan. They've
Yeah.
decided to leave
edition.
leave their royal duties behind and move to Canada.
If anything, I've heard more of it because of that. But in the past, I really haven't paid too much attention to it.
I've enjoyed reading all the commentary on it.
I have too. There's some very interesting perspectives.
And the latest one I read, I hadn't thought about it this way, was that he was protecting her. I guess, some of the harsh judgment that comes along with being a royal.
Well-
and he, made his vows in front of the world and to forsake all others. And a lot of people have said, girls, go find a man like this that will
Yeah.
protect you.
Well, and because of his mom too,
Exactly.
who got no
And
protection.
knowing exactly what she went through as well.
Yeah.
So it is.
It's going to be interesting. I think,
Interesting.
anytime they'll sit down, they'll tell their story about why they did that. And it's kind of one of those things. I mean, the royal family, we talked about this in the news. Anything that happens in the royal family is an extremely complex issue just because they have their traditions and this is how things are done. And they're kind of going out of the palace and doing their own
To
thing.
Canada.
To Canada. I heard that
Which
they
makes
won't
sense,
move
but-
to Los Angeles until Donald Trump is out of office. So
I wondered if.
you always got to bring that in. Speaking
There
of
was a reason.
Speaking of LA and Hollywood, the Academy Awards nominations are out. Have you guys seen any of the films? Any favorites?
I don't
Zero.
think I've seen most of them, no.
Moving on.
So Bob,
I-
who's
But
going to
Bob,
win?
if you want
I-
to speak about it, tell
There's
us.
one, I saw one, no, actually, there were 2 movies that I wanted to see. Ford vs. Ferrari, I haven't seen that yet. It's a great story. Ken Miles and Carol Shelby taking on Ferrari car builders. They're
I did see the trailer. It looks
they're
really
Ford.
good.
It's a great American story, although Ken Miles is from Britain, so maybe that falls into the. But anyway, they take on Ferrari in the 24 Hours of Le Mans. It's a great story. You can probably read all about it, but I can't wait to see it. So that's up for Academy Award. I certainly hope that wins. What's his name? The guy that plays Ken Miles.
Driver?
Yeah, the actor. Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
I think
thought we were
he's,
talking
I know
I think
who
he's
that is,
nominated.
yeah.
He's a great actor too. And then Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The first time I saw the trailer for this, I was like, I have got to go see that because this also takes place in a certain time period in the late 60s that's kind of a quasi-golden era because a lot of weird and interesting things were happening with Hollywood. And then it also kind of, Quentin Tarantino folds in the Charles Manson, Tate LaBianca stuff. And it's really neat. I wanted to see it, saw it, and I sat down there. I was waiting for this great movie, and it is a good movie, but it kind of like got into one gear and just kind of putted along until the end. I mean, I don't
It
know.
wasn't what you were expecting.
It wasn't what I was expecting, but it's still a good movie. I would recommend it. And
Do you go to the movie theater and watch these, or do you wait till they come out?
No.
Okay.
See, we have children.
Yeah.
Well, not together.
No.
But,
Just to clarify.
But rarely do you get to go to the movie theater.
Well, it's just
you
something
know.
I've been wondering is, are people still going to the movie theaters?
They are. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, hang on a second. Yeah, right, they are.
Well, yeah, Scarlett.
We
would know.
verified that.
Yeah, Scarlett works at the movie theater, so
That's
she knows.
true.
People are showing up, keeping her gainfully employed. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. And then Tom Hanks is up for Academy Award for A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, Mr. Rogers' story. I would like to see that one too. I'm sitting here going through all these Academy Award
What are the other
nominees.
ones? Do you have any other movies in there? Maybe I've heard of some of them.
Yeah, the movies, Ford vs. Ferrari,
17.
The Irishman, Martin Scorsese, Jojo Rabbit, Joker.
Oh, yeah.
And Little
Oh,
Women,
I thought about
Joaquin
Marriage
Phoenix.
Story. at
Marriage
least.
Story. 1917.
I wanna
That
go
is
see
supposed to be Scarlett.
1917.
1917. Have
Have
you
you
seen
seen
that?
it?
She's seen the end of it. She
Did
said
you
it's
cry?
incredible. It's supposed to be a
Yeah.
fantastic movie wrapped around World War I.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. We dissected the Academy Awards. Everything you need to know,
Oh.
you're not going to find here about that.
No, go somewhere else.
But
Do your research, do your homework.
anyway, that's Anchors Away out of the gate for 2020. I want to thank you very much for clicking on us. Please let us know what you think about us. You can go to KRK4's Facebook page. Give us a topic. We'll talk about it, or we'll find something out about
We
it.
need topics. Can
We
you?
need some topics.
We could use some
Because clearly,
topics.
we
left that
clearly
out there
through
hanging.
Through Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, we
There's-
can't find enough stuff to talk about. But we like to talk about
We're still in
different things.
holiday mode, you
Yeah.
We
know.
like to talk about different things, not the same stuff we talk about on newscasts. Guys,
Yes.
thanks very much.
Thanks,
Ladies,
Bob. It's
it was
a
a
lot of fun.
pleasure. And thank you very much. Pleasure having you along.